morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann and welcome to Blackberryrock Homestead. And I pray that you are having a very blessed day. I'm actually filming this in July, but this is part of March Candy Madness. So let's turn the camera around and let me show you what I'm making today. So like I said, I've never made this recipe. So in a big bowl, you need to use a fourth a cup of canning salt, and then we need to dissolve this in a quart of water. So, and then we will set this aside. So we got to cut up our watermelon. I am making watermelon, jalapeno, cucumber pickles. So we'll see how this goes, y'all. I've never made this recipe. Hopefully it'll be good. So let me get my watermelon cut up, put the quart of water in here, let it dissolve, and then I'll be right back once the watermelon is cut up. So next thing I need to do is, like I said, I've never done this before. I need to cut up the watermelon, get out the flesh, like the red part, and we got to peel this to get this off the rind. So this is going to be a very interesting deal. If it's not such a big ordeal, I may make watermelon pickles, so stay tuned for that. So I'm going to get this started, and I got my bowl. I need to probably get me another bowl to put the rinds in, and then I will be back once, and then we will have to cut up the rind in, let me see, 1-inch pieces to measure 8 cups. And then we're going to put it in our salt water that we just made. So let me get this done. And we will have to set the watermelon rind for 6 hours. So let me get this started. And this is an all-day process, I do believe, for our watermelon, cucumber, jalapeno pickles. So like I said, I've never made these, so we'll just see how this goes. So we need to clean our cucumbers underneath water, cold water, scrub them really good, and then cut them up. Hold on, wait a minute. Cut them up in a 1/4 inch thick slices to measure 6 cups. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we will be putting it in our vinegar, our water, salt mixture. Now comes the fun part and interesting part. Now we need to cut up about a 1/2 pound of jalapenos. We got to slice them after we took the ribs out and get it measured up for 2 cups. So I'm going to do that, and we're going to add it to our salt water that we got mixing, and then we will cover this up and let it set for 3 hours. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be back after the 3 hours are done. Oh, and then after we get the jalapenos cut up, we do need to add some ice water to this. Cover it with ice, and then finish letting it set for 3 hours. So I need to bring a large pot of water to boil. That is our next step. It has almost been 6 hours of letting the watermelon soak and the cucumber soak. So this is the next step. We got to bring some water to a boil in a large pot. And then once it gets to exactly 6 hours, I will be draining the watermelon and rinsing them off, and then I'll be doing a couple other things with it, so I'll be right back once this water gets boiling. So we've drained and rinsed and cleaned out our bowl. Now we need to put our rinds in here and let them cook until they get tender, crisp. Then we will be putting them back in our bowl. And of course, rinsing with cold water to stop the cooking. Each jar, a hot jar, I've already washed and got these set and getting ready. Each jar will have a 1/4 teaspoon of mustard seed and 3 whole cloves, at least until I run out of the cloves anyway. So this is supposed to make 6 1-pint jars. So we'll see. Just have to wait and see. So it is almost done boiling. Now I need to go ahead. Hold on. We need to get a piece of cheesecloth and put 2 tablespoons of pickling spice. Only got them mixed. So that's what I'm using. And there is cloves in there too. Because when we start boiling our vinegar, our mustard seed, and our sugar, which this will be, well, here in a little bit, we will need some whole cloves. I'm going to put a few in there. But this is our pickling spice. We need to put that in there in a little bit after we get our watermelon tender crisp. And then we're going to drain our crock here, the cucumber, and rinse them. And then we will be adding the rest of the stuff, the mixture that will go in our jars. So I have my spice bag of the pickling spice. I have 4 cups of sugar, and I need to add 3 cups of white vinegar and a cup of water, and I need to bring this to a boil. So I'm going to have to get my spoon over here. It's starting to boil. I'm going to let it boil a little bit longer, a little bit more rapidly. I need to get my canner going. Anyway, after it gets boiling really good, I'm going to turn the heat down, and then we're going to simmer it for 10 minutes. I think it was 10 minutes. And without the lid on and stirring occasionally. Then we will be taking our spice bag out and putting it in our jars, pint jars. So I'm waiting for this to really come to boil really good before I turn the heat down and count off and let it simmer, I think for 10 minutes. I do believe 10 minutes. So, and I've never made this before, so this will be interesting. And it did not take the whole watermelon. It was only half the watermelon. So I am going to be making, I do believe, watermelon rind pickles as well with the other half.